dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It's 6 o'clock on the dot. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Cassidy Strigo. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Tuesday. Many of you maybe still waking up with your air turned on or the heat turned off, but let's tell you something right now. Tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to want to make sure you're waking up with the heat on.
Yeah, this weather has made it kind of hard for me because I have my flannel sheets on, and so you have to rotate that leg out every couple hours just to stay cool. But as you said, all of that's going to change, and so we'll bring Brandon in and get him on the fold. And Brandon, when are we supposed to start seeing this switch over from the mid-60s we saw yesterday and are expected to maybe see today to those winter-like temps I'm waiting for?
That's right. Early tomorrow morning. By this time tomorrow, we'll be pretty cold, so winter jackets will be coming back out, and heaters will be cranked back up in the cars with defrosters on as well, because wouldn't surprise me to see some frost overnight tonight. Let's take a look at what's going on this morning on the Pikeville Medical Center camera. We start over downtown Pikeville, and you can see here at 6:01 things are fairly quiet over that way. We come back to WYNT this morning. Quiet here in Hazard as well. And over Whitesburg, nothing much to report there. It's a good start to the morning, a dry start to the morning after a little few scattered showers in the overnight. You see the clouds trying to clear out in some areas here on the satellite radar right there close to Jackson, just north of Hazard, down toward London and Somerset. Speaking of those, temperatures in the upper 50s right now in a lot of locations, mid to upper 50s. The cool spot is 52 there in Wise. Everybody else between 55 and 58 degrees across the region. Here's something else you're going to notice today. The winds are already starting to crank up ahead of that front that's going to move through tonight and coming out of the southwest there, and you see 14 miles an hour. This is sustained wind speeds, not gust. In Monticello, 12 in Wise, and 15 up toward Richmond. Gust of 22, 23, 20, and 16 respectively across parts of the region. So this is something you're not going to see very often in January. The iced coffee and normal day both lit up there on the coffee meter, because some folks may want to put an ice cube or two in the coffee because it's so mild this morning. Out the door forecast, it's going to be a fairly nice day. Again, getting close to 60. If those scattered chances for showers hold off and the clouds move out faster, we could get a little bit above 60 today, but you see they're quickly falling off as we head into the evening hours. I'll have the rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll be sure to check back in with you. Thank you, Brandon. Well, a quick warning before we begin this morning. Some of you may find this story disturbing. Inmate Michael Moore died at the Boyd County Detention Center on November 29th. Now, newly released security footage from the troubled Eastern Kentucky jail is sparking outrage. Here it is. The prosecution played the footage in court yesterday in the case against 5 jail employees. Moore was arrested for public intoxication. You can see him being strapped to a chair and slammed against the floor. Last week, the defense asked for a bond reduction after they were indicted for manslaughter. Trooper Jeffrey Kelly testified that the video shows what the medical examiner says caused the injuries that killed Moore.
A mother accused of killing her newborn baby appeared in Clay County Court yesterday. Police believe Amber Bowling threw her minutes-old infant over the balcony of her apartment in a trash bag. She was appointed an attorney who entered the standard not guilty plea. She is scheduled for a pre-trial conference on March 4th. She remains in jail where no bond is listed.
Well, a Johnson County man is behind bars after police say he shot into a vehicle with 4 people inside during a road rage incident.
Now, we first told you about this story as it was developing yesterday. Officials say a bullet barely missed a 5-year-old child sitting in the back seat.
WYMT's Marion Fletcher talked to the family about their close call.
A road rage incident turned near-death experience.
Thought he was going to hit us at first.
While driving in Lawrence County, Tyler Meadows says Billy York began driving erratically.
He then got around us, cutting us off, and then cut the truck in front of us off.
Tensions escalated quickly.
He then slowed down by us, flipping us off, rode down his passenger window, and then passed us, opening fire into the side of the vehicle.
Meadows says the next thing he knew, a bullet hit his truck, barely missing his fiance's 5-year-old daughter.
I was very nervous, more or less, trying to stay out of panic mode at the moment.
As you can see here, the bullet hole is mere inches from Meadows' 5-year-old stepdaughter's car seat.
We was very lucky, we really was. And yet she's 5 years old too, and someone to do that, that's out of this world.
Meadows' cousin, Bart Horn, was also inside the vehicle.
That was the most concerning thing about it because we didn't know where it hit at or where, where he did shoot at.
Meadows says he plans to see it through.
Blew my mind, like the good Lord above was watching over us.
That York sees his day in court in Martin County. Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, he did reach out to York, but he did not want to talk with us yesterday. He is being held in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center.
In other news on this Tuesday morning, a Laurel County man is behind bars on drugs and DUI charges. Deputies say 52-year-old Jerry Smith, pictured here, was pulled over yesterday afternoon after someone reported a suspicious vehicle. Inside the car, they say they found bags of meth, scales, glass pipes, and marijuana. Smith admitted to smoking meth earlier that day. He faces multiple charges, including driving under the influence, and was taken to the Laurel County Detention Center.
Also in Laurel County yesterday, a jury heard testimony in the trial of a man accused of killing his own brother. Police say Antonio Johnson used a hammer to kill his brother Anthony at a home on Robinson Creek Road back in 2016. The trial does continue this morning.
Well, Tennessee's governor granted clemency to a woman serving a life sentence for the 2000 murder of a real estate agent. Centoya Brown was convicted of murdering 43-year-old Johnny Allen. She was 16 years old at the time, and officials say Allen bought the teen for sex. Her case drew support from several high-profile people, including celebrities. Earlier this year, the state parole board recommended Governor Bill Haslam commute her sentence. In an official statement, Haslam's office announced Brown will be released to parole supervision in August. She served 15 years in prison.
The search is on for the person who killed a rescue dog. The bloodhound belonged to a rescue squad in Estill County and was used to help find missing people. Hunter was found dead yesterday. His handler told us he let him go outside to the bathroom, but he didn't come back. The neighbors said the dog came by his house yesterday, but he did not know who it belonged to. Then he heard gunshots. Rescue squad members said they expect state troopers to investigate. It is unclear if anyone will face charges.
Well, this morning, a mother needs your help to find her missing daughter. Kentucky State Police say Sabrina Wright was reported missing out of Harlan County on the 2nd. Her mother, Barbara Wright, tells us Sabrina was seeking treatment at a rehab center in Harlan County where she was missing, or went missing rather. She last talked to her daughter in December. She says Sabrina would not go this long without talking to her unless something was wrong.
Sabrina has been on the run before. But every time she has always called.
Sabrina is 31 years old. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to call the number you see on your screen. Kentucky State Police Post 10 in Harlan at 606-573-3131.
A Pike County woman is accused of stabbing her own mother and hitting her in the head with a frying pan. This is Ashley Estill. Pikeville police charged her with first-degree assault yesterday morning. When they arrived at the home, police say they found Estill's mother covered in blood. She was rushed to the hospital with a large cut near a major artery.
Meanwhile, deputies in Wayne County, West Virginia, arrested a man on drug charges over the weekend. This is his second arrest in about 10 days. The most recent arrest happened Sunday afternoon at a traffic stop where deputies say they found a handgun, crystal meth, marijuana, and scales. Deputies previously arrested Kyle Atkins on felony drug charges on December 27th. Investigators responded to a brandishing complaint at a store and arrested Atkins.
Hospital employees in Pineville say they are still waiting for their paychecks. This is the second time it has happened in back-to-back pay periods. Employees at the Southeast Kentucky Medical Center in Pineville received their pre-Christmas paychecks a week late. One employee who wants to remain anonymous since she vented her frustrations on social media and has now had her shifts taken away, making it even harder to pay the bills.
My name is on the schedule, but I don't have no days. She didn't put me in for no days. And she said that, only full-time people will be working right now. Well, there's part-time people that's working too that's been there a month or two, and they're working and I'm not.
Hospital officials say the late payments are because of a cash flow issue. They say they are still waiting on payments from Medicare and other groups. Officials tell us paychecks should be coming this week.
Well, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet announced the anticipated rollout dates of the state's new identity credentials. Kentucky's new driver's licenses will gradually become available in counties beginning in March. The Real ID Act requires identity checks and security features that Kentucky licenses do not have. To view the rollout dates for your county, you can visit our website, WYMT.com.
A mentoring program in Knox and Bell counties is giving at-risk kids and teens a positive influence. The Appalachia Mentoring Project pairs volunteer mentors with students who are at risk, helping them break cycles in their families. Corbin Primary Principal Travis Wilders says while they are in their first year, he says he can already see a change in his students after getting the one-on-one attention from the mentors.
We as a school, we can just now connect kids to mentors, and that's powerful.
That should be Wilder. My apologies. If anyone is interested in becoming a mentor, you can find information on our website over at WYMT.com.
Coming up later on Mountain News this morning, big players in the financial market are looking to open up a new stock exchange. We'll have the details.
And later in sports, the college football season may officially be over, but a champion was crowned last night.
Winter is coming. Well, at least coming back. It'll make its presence felt in a big way by tomorrow morning. I'll have the latest details in about 3 minutes.